and a lot of people.
No, not steroids, androsten.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people point fingers at you as being the poster child for steroid use in wrestling. I'm sure you've heard the.
Well, they tried to do that, you know. They had the ESPN had the bullshit. They Jeremy Schaap come down, and they do the gimmick where ask you 20 questions, but ask you one question about steroids, and that's the only thing they'll put on, and they asked me all the questions and I answered them, and if you notice, I wasn't on the segment, but they did have a thing of a needle going off, and then I was in the background, but I was never on that segment because, I'm not stupid. I knew what he was doing, So, but say what you will, I never failed a drug test.
Mm-hmm.
So, matter of fact, when I went to WWE, they called me and they called my lawyer and they said, "Oh, they want a drug test you." I said, "Yeah, fine, sure. Have Hunter pick them up in limo. They both go together." So. That was the end of that.
It's obvious, and I'm not pointing fingers at you, but that there's steroid use in all these sports and stuff.
There's drugs in every sport.
What do you look at as
there's drugs in everybody.
Do you look at it as a personal decision, like people should leave you alone and let an individual make his own choice, and or do you look at it as something that someone should step in and put their hands on something like that? Is that an issue that you leave to the individual, or is that an issue that we should be concerned about?
It depends when you influence younger kids,
Do you
So,
think you were in a position to influence younger kids?
I don't know. I wasn't trying to be. I was trying to be a prick, I was a bad guy, So,
By that logic, it'd be okay for a heel to use steroids and not a babyface.
Accuse me of what? Like I said, I remember,
What are your views on steroids?
What view you looking? What are you talking about?
As far as do you endorse it, as far as taking it to help injuries and when you're on the road schedule and stuff like that?
Well, steroids have been around since 40s. And baseball's saying now they're just learning about them. They're full of shit. It's like, but they were made for a reason. They work.
Have you personally ever taken them?
No.
So if someone asked you how you got so big compared to the Scott Steiner they remember you tagging with your brother in the 90s.
Well, you got to understand, the biggest I ever looked when I was like 245, but I was ripped, I could, the heavier you are, it doesn't matter how big you look, When you're more cut is when you look more ripped on TV, So.
You mentioned you're in the gym almost every day. Can you describe
Yeah,
what
pretty
your
much,
workout routine's been?
Just do a body part a day. I've been doing that since I started, Since I started professional wrestling. So.
Again, this is another rumor that you read online. I just want to throw it out there and just let you respond. They've said that both you and Buff Bagwell got implants for your calf muscles. Have you ever read that before?
No.
Is that the first time you ever heard something?
Yeah. No, but it's known fact. But Marcus tried it.
Yeah.
He was on a TV show saying, advising against it. But no, I've always had good calves. So.
What about growth? Ever try that or no?
No.
Does it bother you to see that there, drug use in general, and not just talk about isolate steroid, but drug use in general has, been linked to the death of a lot of wrestlers. Just being a fellow wrestler yourself,
Well, it's the truth,
Is the problem with wrestling worse than society? Is it
No.
worse than other?
No, it's a microcosm of society, Just so happens that guys were unfortunate, So, the autopsies were there. That everybody knows what they died of, So,
Competing in wrestling in 4 or 5 days a week could take a big toll on your body. And so, have you ever experimented with the pain medications that a lot of people have been subsequently hooked on?
yeah, but I had it taken for one of my back, you know. Like, you know, the back injury was probably one of the worst injuries I ever had, you know. Experiencing with nerve pain, you know, that's probably the worst, you know. So, yeah, I had to take
Is there pressure to stay in the ring and take those, you know, those things to?
No, we push pressure on you, but I had to take just to get, you know, I was living in hell, man, when I had my back surgery, you know, before I had my back surgery.
What
It was
exactly? You
brutal.
talked about your back being so bad. What exactly happened?
Well, I ruptured one disc, and it got better. I wrestled again, ruptured another one, took some time off, wrestled again, and after the third one, I couldn't recover, and I ended up having surgery. So, and it helped, you know.